Do you feel awkward in social situations? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Social awkwardness is more common than you might think, and many of us experience it to varying degrees. It's that uneasy feeling you get when you're unsure how to respond, what to say, or how to behave in a social setting. But guess what? It's perfectly normal, and it's something we can work on. That's the aim of this video, to help you identify signs of social awkwardness and provide practical solutions to overcome them. We believe everyone has the potential to become socially adept, and it all starts with understanding what's holding us back. Whether you're struggling in your professional life, finding it hard to make new friends, or simply want to improve your social skills, this video is for you. Today, we will walk you through 9 signs that you might be socially inept and offer practical advice on how to become socially adept. The first sign is a fear of social interactions. This fear can manifest in different ways for different people. For some, the thought of attending large gatherings or parties might be daunting. They may find themselves avoiding such events, or if they do attend, they may feel anxious and uncomfortable. For others, this fear can even extend to smaller, more intimate social interactions. Going for a coffee catch-up with a friend, sharing a meal with colleagues, or even making small talk with a neighbor can feel like an uphill battle. The anticipation of these situations can cause feelings of unease, and you might find yourself feeling drained or stressed out after. This fear can also surface in the form of social anxiety. You might feel overly self-conscious and worried about how others perceive you. This can lead to a fear of being judged or criticized, which in turn fuels your avoidance of social interactions. But here's the good news. This fear doesn't have to control your life. The solution? Gradual exposure. Start by interacting in small, comfortable groups, perhaps with close friends or family. As you gain confidence, gradually increase the size of the group. Over time, you'll find that you can handle larger social situations without feeling overwhelmed. The key is to take small steps and not rush the process. Remember, overcoming fear of social interactions is a journey, not a race. And with patience and persistence, you can navigate this journey successfully. The solution: gradual exposure. Start by interacting in small, comfortable groups and gradually increase the size as you gain confidence. The second sign is difficulty making eye contact. When we communicate, our eyes do more than just see. They express, they connect, they engage. Eye contact is a fundamental part of human interaction. It's a way of saying, "I see you, and I am present in this conversation." However, if you find yourself constantly looking away or focusing on anything but the person you're speaking with, it could be a sign of social ineptitude. You see, avoiding eye contact can often convey disinterest or discomfort, making it challenging to form meaningful connections. But don't be disheartened. Overcoming this hurdle isn't as daunting as it may seem. The solution is practice. Start small. Try maintaining eye contact for a few seconds at a time. As you grow more comfortable, gradually increase the duration. Remember, it's not about staring someone down, but about creating a sense of connection and understanding. The solution is practice. Try maintaining eye contact for a few seconds at a time and gradually increase the duration. Sign number 3 is struggling to initiate conversations. Ever found yourself at a social gathering, surrounded by people, yet unable to strike up a conversation? You're not alone. Initiating a conversation can be a daunting task, especially in unfamiliar situations or with people we've just met. This is a common sign of social ineptitude. A conversation is like a dance. It's all about timing, rhythm, and most importantly, taking the first step. Initiating a conversation is that first step. It sets the tone, breaks the ice, and opens the door to deeper connections. So, what if you struggle with this? Is there a way out? Absolutely. The solution? Prepare a few ice-breaking questions or topics ahead of time. Think about what interests you, what you're curious about, or even current events. Having these at the ready can make initiating conversations a breeze. Remember, it's not about being perfect, but about taking that first step. The fourth sign is difficulty understanding social cues. This is a common trait for those who struggle in social interactions. But what exactly are social cues? They're essentially the non-verbal signals we give out in social situations. These could be facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, or even the pace of our speech. They're the unspoken rules of social engagement, the silent language that helps us navigate the complex world of human interaction. You see, social cues are crucial in understanding what's going on in a conversation beyond the spoken words. They're the clues that tell us when someone is bored, interested, upset, or excited. They help us gauge the emotional temperature of the room and adjust our behavior accordingly. So what happens when we struggle to pick up on these cues? It can lead to awkward situations. We might not realize when we're monopolizing a conversation. We might miss the cue that someone wants to change the topic, or that they're not comfortable with what we're discussing. We might not recognize when someone's trying to wrap up a conversation, leading to drawn-out goodbyes that leave everyone feeling uncomfortable. The solution? Observing and learning from others. Pay attention to how people react in different situations. What does their body language say? How does their tone of voice change? And don't forget about the power of storytelling. Watching movies or reading books can also help you understand social cues better. These platforms offer a wealth of social interactions for you to learn from, helping you become more socially adept. The fifth sign is overthinking social interactions. A common trait among those who struggle socially is the tendency to overanalyze and overthink every interaction. You might find yourself replaying conversations in your head, worrying about what you said, how you said it, or what you could have said differently. This constant ruminating can create a cycle of anxiety and self-doubt that can prevent you from engaging in future social interactions. Overthinking can also lead to what's known as analysis paralysis, where you become so caught up in dissecting every detail that you end up not taking any action at all. This can leave you feeling stuck, anxious, and unable to move forward in your social life. The solution? Mindfulness and meditation can help you stay present and reduce overthinking. By focusing on the here and now, you can learn to let go of past conversations and future worries, making it easier for you to navigate social interactions with ease and confidence. Sign number 6 is difficulty with small talk. Small talk might seem trivial, but it plays a crucial role in establishing connections with others. It's the bridge that leads us from being strangers to becoming friends or colleagues. It's the first step in building rapport, showing empathy, and easing into more profound conversations. However, for those who struggle socially, small talk can feel like an insurmountable mountain. It may seem like a maze with no clear path, where every turn leads to an awkward silence or an unintended offense. You might find yourself stuck for words, unable to figure out how to keep the conversation flowing smoothly. But don't fret, the solution is simpler than you think. It's practice. Start with people you are comfortable with. Discuss the weather, ask about their day, or share a fun fact. Gradually, you'll find yourself becoming more at ease, turning the dreaded small talk into a delightful dance of words. The solution? Practice. Start by engaging in small talk with people you are comfortable with. The seventh sign is avoiding social situations. This avoidance, while initially a protective measure, can ironically intensify feelings of social ineptitude. It's a classic case of the chicken or the egg dilemma. Are you avoiding social situations because you're socially inept, or are you socially inept because you're avoiding social situations? It's a vicious cycle that can seem impossible to break. But here's the thing, you can break it. It's about taking small, manageable steps. It's like learning to swim. You don't start in the deep end, you start in the shallow waters and gradually work your way deeper. The same principle applies to social situations. Begin with low-pressure situations, like a casual coffee with a friend, then gradually increase the complexity of your social activities. Remember, every small victory is a step towards greater social adeptness. So the solution? Gradual exposure, just like with fear of social interactions. The eighth sign is feeling uncomfortable in groups. It's quite normal to experience a sense of overwhelm when you're in a crowd or a large gathering. However, if you consistently feel uncomfortable or anxious in group settings, even smaller ones, it could be an indication of social awkwardness. This discomfort may stem from a fear of being judged or misunderstood by multiple people at once. You might find it challenging to keep up with multiple conversations, or feel lost in the flurry of social interactions happening around you. This can lead to a heightened sense of self-consciousness, making you feel even more uncomfortable. Remember, it's not about fitting into every group or being the life of the party. It's about finding your own comfort zone in social settings and expanding it at your own pace. So, how do we combat this? The solution is actually simpler than you might think. Start with small groups. These could be close friends, family, or even a hobby group. As you become more comfortable, gradually increase the size of the groups you interact with. This approach allows you to build your confidence and social skills incrementally. It's like training for a marathon. You wouldn't start by running 26 miles on your first day, right? Similarly, mastering social interactions is a gradual process. The solution? Start with small groups and gradually increase the size as you become more comfortable. The ninth sign is struggling to maintain conversations. You see, conversation is the cornerstone of social interaction. It's like a dance, where each participant takes turns leading and following. When the flow is disrupted, it can be as jarring as a misstep on the dance floor. If you find yourself often stuck in conversation, unable to think of what to say next, it's like a dancer frozen in place. You may find yourself resorting to awkward silences, abrupt topic changes, or even ending the conversation prematurely. This struggle to maintain a smooth conversation can be a telltale sign of social ineptitude. But why is conversation flow so important? Well, it's because conversation is more than just an exchange of words. It's about building connections, sharing experiences, and understanding others' perspectives. A good conversation can lead to new friendships, deepen existing relationships, and even open doors to opportunities. So, what's the solution to this struggle? It's simple: actively listen and ask open-ended questions. Active listening means fully engaging with what the other person is saying rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. It shows that you value their thoughts and are interested in understanding them better. Asking open-ended questions, on the other hand, encourages the other person to share more about themselves, their experiences, or their opinions. These questions can't be answered with a simple yes or no, and thus they keep the conversation going, allowing it to flow naturally. Remember, the key to becoming socially adept is not in having all the answers, but in asking the right questions. The solution? Actively listen and ask open-ended questions to keep the conversation going. So, those were the 9 signs that you might be socially inept. Let's take a moment to revisit each of them, along with their solutions. First, we talked about the fear of social interactions. Remember, it's important to gradually expose yourself to social situations, starting small and building up from there. Secondly, we discussed difficulty in making eye contact. Regular practice and conscious effort is key to overcoming this. Thirdly, we identified the struggle to initiate conversations. Try to be curious about others, ask open-ended questions, and share a bit about yourself. Fourthly, we highlighted difficulty in understanding social cues. Observing others, learning about body language, and asking for feedback can be of great help. The 5th sign was overthinking social interactions. Mindfulness and cognitive behavioral techniques can aid in managing this. Next, we addressed difficulty with small talk. Remember, practice makes perfect. Start by engaging in small talk with people you are comfortable with. The 7th sign was avoiding social situations. Challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone, one step at a time. Then, we discussed feeling uncomfortable in groups. Start with smaller groups and gradually increase the size as you gain confidence. Finally, the 9th sign was struggling to maintain conversations. Keep up to date with current events or find common interests to keep the conversation flowing. Just remember, it's completely okay if you identify with some or all of these signs. Social skills, like any other skills, can be improved with practice and patience. It's a gradual process and there's no need to rush. It's not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming better. Also, remember that everyone's social skills journey is unique. Don't compare your progress with others. Instead, focus on your own growth and celebrate your small victories. Remember, it's okay to struggle with social interactions. With practice and patience, you can become socially adept. Thank you for watching.